Welcome to our continuing fall series, Kincaid Special Creations. We are continuing our candy corn theme. We hope you enjoy it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. DIY number 1 is a book stack candy corn style. Hello guys, we are going to make a set of book stacks. I am going to use a set of tumbling tower blocks. These are a little larger than the ones that we have used in the past from the dollar store. I think I got these at a Goodwill in a game set. And here I am going to glue them together 2 at a time so that I can work on them. I'm just setting them up, and then I'm going to paint them, but I have cut down some scrapbooking paper to make the little covers for them, and then some just regular paper, heavier paper, cardstock, to make the little book spine. So they're just the right size for this set of books that I'm making. So just continue watching, and we're going to paint them in the candy corn colors, which is the Waverly White, Waverly Pumpkin, and Waverly Maize. Those are the colors that I have been using for just about everything that I've been doing. I'm going to paint the front and all the sides, and on some of them I do paint the back. It's just a force of habit, I guess. You do everything that you're supposed to do. On this one, I remembered that I didn't want to paint the back, but actually this is the one that I should have painted the back on, because it's going to be the bottom book, because yellow is always the first color of candy corn. So I just keep painting with the maize. And now I'm going to clean my fingers because, you know, I got everything messy as always. Second book I am going to be painting in Waverly Pumpkin, the orange color that I've been using for almost all of my candy corn things that I've been doing. I was lucky I found a big bottle. So when these little bottles are out, I'll have enough to do my Halloween projects with, which are coming up in the next couple of next couple of lives. So there'll be the next videos that I put up will be all about Halloween. I don't do scary for Halloween, spooky a little bit, but I'm not a big scary person anymore. I don't care much for the scary things. And there is the orange one painted. Now I'm going to do the white one. The same way I did the other two, just paint the sides, front sides, and everything. This is just a base coat because I will be putting the scrapbooking paper on the top and the cardstock paper on the sides for book binding. I think that's called a book binding. So we're hoping that that turns out really pretty. Yep, there's all my sides of my white being painted. Now that I have them all painted, I will clean up my mess here and let them dry. And then we'll be on to the next process, which is putting the book binding on. There is what they call a scoreboard. This one is a Martha White. I have the small, I think they're like 2 by 3 or 3.5 pieces of paper, and I'm just scoring them at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. So it must be, yeah, 2 inches by 3. I think 3.5 inches. That's how tall that block is. So I'm just scoring each and every one of them with the same measurements. I'm telling you about the Martha White scoreboard, the bone folder, and the little stylus that you use to, you can use the bone folder or you can use the stylus to go down those little ridges to make your spots that are your lines that you need. That makes really straight lines, and if you need to fold them up like a piece of cardboard or cardstock or anything like that. Now I realize that I don't know where my regular bone folder is, so I have to get the bone folder off the Martha White scoreboard, which is stuck on with duct tape. So you just fold it where you've scored it, and use that bone folder to crease it. That just makes it good, so when you're putting it on with the Mod Podge, it don't break. And see, there it fits perfectly. And you'll see in just a second, I do all 3 pieces the exact same way. Just you take your piece of paper and you fold it and crease it. You can't really see the creases in that one, but when I bring the white one up here in just a second, you'll be able to see those. I'm leaving this in so that you can see on a repetitive basis. That's all you do. You score it. Now, you don't have to have a scoreboard. You can take a ruler and a pen and make those same little indentions in your paper. Then you can take the same pen and use it for a bone folder. It just makes job easy like anything else. If you've got the correct tool, you get a better job. It's easier to flip an egg with an egg turner than it is with a fork. So that's just my way of thinking of things crafty wise. So right here I'm thinking, now what colors do I want to put on the outside? Then I realized I got to put those book covers on first. So I'm getting out my Mod Podge. I have a horrible time of wanting to call that Mod Podge. But I see I'm not the only one on the computer that does that. So forgive me, Mod Podge, if I mess it up every once in a while. So then you just put you a layer of the Mod Podge on, just like you're going to be putting any other piece of paper too. And then you'll take that little piece of scrapbooking paper. I think it's a thin scrapbooking paper. And then you just lay it on the top of the oh, sorry. I'm telling you about the book stack that you can make without using the tumbling tower blocks, which is one of those little crates that you get at the Dollar Tree. I forgot I did that. And here is, you just put it together. Don't that look cute though? I mean, you couldn't have done that with that little crate. That's the reason I wanted to do the little tumbling tower blocks to make the books with this time. I made a set with the little tiny ones, which worked, but it's not near as pretty as doing it with these bigger ones. So anytime you're at a Goodwill, a flea market, a yard sale, and you see that Jenga blocks, by all means pick them up. They make absolutely wonderful little book stacks for your tier tray. And lots of other projects. I've done a lot of projects with the tumbling tower blocks. And plan to do a few more in the future. I had a couple more projects planned up for this one. Here I'm trying to decide, do I put the same color on or do I put a different one? So on this one I do use the yellow one, the white one to put on the outside of that, which does make it look cute. But you'll see in a second that when I get ready to do the rest of them, I put the orange one on the white one, which leaves the yellow one to go on the yellow one. But you just take something and push the paper down into the Mod Podge and wipe off any excess so it'll stay there. And then you can just stand it up and let it dry. That's the one thing about Mod Podge, you will get it all over you. So now I'm making a copy of it all over the whole, or a covering of the Mod Podge over the whole book so it'll hold those papers down. Just like you do in any other Mod Podge experiment. You just make sure that you put your Mod Podge down first. Then you put your whatever you're using on top of it. And smooth it down and get out any bubbles, wrinkles, whatever you can get out of it. Mostly wrinkles will come in tissue paper or napkins. If you're using scrapbook paper, it's less likely, but it still could happen. So just be mindful to put it on in a thin layer. Lay your paper down on top, squish it into the Mod Podge, and then you'll put another layer on top of it after you've got it in there good and secure. I had put the wrong one on that white one and realized instantly, so I had to take it off and wait on the yellow one to get done. So here you'll see that I'm putting the orange one on the white one, which it should have been the yellow one, but you know, every time I have one thing that makes my thing absolutely unique because I done it off of what I was thinking, but it still looks pretty in the end. So that's the main thing. You just want to try to make something that you're proud to set on your little tier tray. And if you didn't do a 100% job, put it on your tier tray anyway, because then you can say, well, I did try and I learned a lesson of what not to do more than what I did to do, because I learned a lot of those lessons. You see what I put on the YouTube channel, but you don't see all the times that I've had to take stuff apart or repaint it because I painted the wrong thing in the wrong spot, or I have to get a new piece of paper and cover up something I put on that didn't go on like it was supposed to. Maybe I put it on upside down, maybe I put it on crooked, whatever. I had to trim it down, put another piece on top of it. So it happens to everybody. Here I am running real low in that last little bit of Mod Podge that's in that bottle, trying to get the best of it. My brother Stephen gave me several bottles of Mod Podge earlier this year, so this is one of the first bottles that I'm finishing up. I'll have to get in my drawer and get me out some more. So now I'm getting ready to put that, and I still don't realize it. Even when I'm listening to what voice I did put on there, I didn't realize that I put that on the wrong one. Never did realize it. In fact, I didn't realize it until I was watching this video. So it just, you get in a big way of doing something and things happen. You just roll with the flow. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to, if I did not tell you guys on this screen that I did that different from what my mindset was, you wouldn't know that. So that's the main thing. And here I am, the Mod Podge is pushing up in spots. So I'm getting ready to put another layer on the top of it, because that cardstock paper is heavier than what you think it is. So sometimes you have to put something heavy on it to make it stay down, and then put another layer of Mod Podge on top so that it'll stay good. And it turned out really cute. I think they do look like little books. Little Reader's Digest books is what they look like to me, with a little spine on them, different from the covering. So maybe I'll do a library with just little Reader's Digest books. Them poor old things got a bad rap over the course of a lifetime. Nobody seemed to want them after they're, when they were older. But you got a lot of good stories in them. I've read some of them. Some of them I didn't read. Some of them I'd read one story and let the other ones go. And so here's all three of them, all done up. And we're going to wait for the Mod Podge to dry. So I hope you're enjoying it so far. We're bringing it back now. I have all the books together. I put a piece of that check ribbon on the top of it. And then I signed it, "Me Too Want Candy." My sister Janet Kay will understand the reference 100%. She sent me a paper, or a meme one time with that about sandwiches. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Pictures are coming. Have a great day. DIY number 2, candy corn vase. Okay guys, we're on to the next project. I'm going to take this Starbucks bottle that my daughter Jennifer gave me. She saved all of them for me so that I can make projects. When I took the sticker off of it, it left a sticky residue on it. So I currently have glue gun on there, but it didn't work. So I went and got my glue away, which was a $1 product that I got at Ben Franklin several years ago. And look how good that takes that off. I mean, the sticky just left. It was awesome. So if you can find glue away and you need some glue gun. Now glue gun works on some situations, and the glue gun would work. It's just the bottle did not work. So I'll hold on to this glue away bottle, and when it gets empty, I'll put the glue gun in it. Anyway, so I'm going to paint this vase in the same colors that I've been using this whole series, which is the Waverly Maize for the yellow for the bottom, Waverly White for the top, and Waverly Pumpkin for the middle. Of course, you know that when you paint on glass, it takes several coats before it gets to be dark enough to not be translucent. But I really wasn't worried so much about it. I think I do end up putting 2 coats on this, but glass is just what it is, so you can just enjoy the product that you get out of it. So there is the yellow done, and now I'm going to put the white on. It's a lot more dark than the yellow. The yellow seems to have trouble covering everything, so I don't know if I put it with something like baking soda, or if I put Mod Podge in it or something, maybe it would do better, or maybe that's just the color that it is. So anyway, as you can see, now we're putting the orange on. As everything, I'm trying to be a little bit more particular with putting those colors on, so that I can keep them from blending in. So I'll go around the top and the bottom of the orange, and then I just fill in the middle. Same old thing I've done with just about every other one of the candy corn things, but I'm looking at all the different products that I'm using, and I'm making recyclables, trash to treasures, thrift flips. You'll notice that I put a window cling on it. I lost that footage. I'm sorry about that, but it's a really cute, just a regular window cling that I put over top of it with Mod Podge, and then Mod Podged over the top of it like I did in an earlier project. And these little candy corns come from the Dollar Tree store. They just as cute as they can be. So I thought, well, that's a vase, and these are little candy corns. I'm going to put them right in that vase. And it takes me a little bit. That paper is on like stuck like forever. You have to really work hard at getting that off. I guess it's so somebody can't walk out the store or take it off and walk out of the store with them. I'm not sure exactly why they put it on. Maybe it's so the price tag don't go anywhere and they can scan them at the scanner. Back in the day, they kept the prices on the actual item themselves. They didn't have a little barcode to them, so it made it so much easier. But there we go. There is my finished project, my vase with my little candy corns in it. I hope you enjoyed it, and come back and see me soon. Like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Pictures will be at the end of the video.